wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. The Transformers. More than beastly
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting edition of Transformers Reviews. Well, today, guys, I'm happy to bring you guys the Takara LG44 Sharkticon. Now, for those of you that knew about this particular set that this figure came out in, you'll know two things about it. First of all, that this figure is actually colored like the actual Sharkticons that had first appeared in Transformers the movie in '86. Second of all, this figure actually came with a particular Titan Master. Now, you're like, where is the Titan Master? Well, if you look closely in his mouth, apparently that's where the sweep Titan Master likes to ride. Now, I did want to point out that if you can kind of see through here that the eyeballs and stuff, you can kind of see through them, and you see the back of the Titan Master's head. So whenever he's riding around in Sharkticon, I don't know if that's like portholes that he can look out of or whatever. But anyway, I've never thought that was like a good place to ride, because, you know, people that get eaten by robots that get eaten by Sharkticon, like, what was that dude's name? Kranix? He didn't survive. So why a Titan Master could ride around in a Sharkticon like it's a personal vehicle without getting eaten, I don't get it. Maybe he is being eaten. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead, and you kind of have to open Sharkticon's mouth really wide, and I partially untransformed him there. Let's go ahead and get him out. Ooh, there's his robot head. Forgot to put that back down there. Okay, and that will happen, that if you don't push it down all the way, you can kind of see it. So let's go ahead and plug his mouth back up, and we will come back to you in a second. So anyway, this is the Sweep Titan Master. And he is actually, I think he's actually pretty much identical to the Scourge Titan Master, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyway, obviously colors aside, but I mean just mold-wise. So, if we go ahead and we take a look at the heads, go ahead and put these guys. So, obviously, you know, stock Hasbro Scourge, and then here's your Takara Sweep head. Now, I mean, you can obviously tell the difference. One has a mustache going up, and the other one has a mustache Fu Manchu going down. So, you know, and I've been thinking about like going in with a black magic marker and coloring this in, since Scourge actually had black, you know, black facial hair. Again, I don't know why Transformers have facial hair. Personally, I think it's kind of silly, but whatever. So, anyway, that aside, we will go ahead and move back to Sharkticon. And Sharkticon is, you know, your traditional Legends class figure, because we put him up next to a deluxe. Here's Scourge himself. You can kind of see how that he is very much smaller than your standard deluxe, but that's okay, because I think he, you know, I was never really a big fan of the Sharkticons, and when I first saw this one come out, I was like, I'm not gonna buy it. You know, especially the Hasbro version being colored like the original toy version. I just was never too crazy about it. But overall, Sharkticon's design, I think it's a lot like the Beast Machine shoe. Or it's a little bit better than that figure, obviously. But I think it's just the fact it's so odd, I can't help but like it. Now, some people may gripe about the robot hands where you can kind of see them on the back of the feet. But hey, you know what? Most of the time I look at them like this and I completely forget they're there. So anyway. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and transform him. And since he is a rather simple transformer, I will again forego my rule that is not strictly adhered to, but I'd like to somewhat adhere to it. We'll go ahead and back out here, and we will look at his transformation. So we untab the tail, we bring this up, and basically you just fold it. That bottom jaw will fold down like this to form the chest. You flip the arms around. There you go. Then you bring this bit down to form the legs. Split it apart. Bring the fin up on his back. And let's see here. Bring that back down around like this, which will form supports for the back of the feet. And that's pretty much it. He's very short, squat, and stubby. I don't know what it is. Again, I just like it. Oh yeah, you have to push that up. My bad. So I forgot one last thing. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and do this. But personally, I think I found a better way that I like, because other than them swinging around like a mace, if you come back here on the bottom side of the shark foot, you can actually plug this in and kind of have it like if that was a little bit, like if that was a stick piece. Basically, there's, I forget what they're called. Not a scrim sticks, but you know, he could just run up and boom, bash somebody if that was like, had this kind of mace weapon on the end of it. So anyway, alrighty, enough rambling aside. Yeah, I really do like Sharkticon. There's just, like I said, there's just really something that's kind of funny about him. But again, Sharkticon is not the sole focus of our review. So we go ahead and bring in Scourge's body here. Let's go ahead and reorient the camera here. Bring it up. And so we'll go ahead and put the sweep tight master. Now, I'm assuming that the reason, okay, well, first of all, let's go ahead and zoom out, take a look at that. Go ahead and give him the weapon. Now, this tight master does not resolve the bobbleheadness of this figure. I think that may lie in the neck for Scourge's body. But aside from that, you know, I mean, it's basically Scourge with a sweep head. What can I really say? I like it. Don't get me wrong. I think it looks cool and everything. Make sure his gun is popped up there. And I think probably the reason that the sweep head was sold with Sharkticon, go ahead and get these guys in frame together. Let's see how that looks. Is because some people will like to army build. So, you know, if you got 3 of the Sharkticons, you would technically get 3 of the sweep headmaster. So if you bought 3 of the Scourge molds, you could put them on the... See, it's all this... When I say it like that, it just kind of disgusts me, the business practice that goes into this. Me personally, I'm fine with 1 Sharkticon and 1 sweep. But hey, and I'm not getting down on you if you like to army build. That's cool too. Don't get me wrong. That's, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. To each their own. You have a right to do that. But anyway, let's go ahead, and I do have another Scourge that I wanted to go ahead and compare him with. Oop, hold on. There's one thing about this Scourge I forgot to do. And, you know, now you have a sweep. And although they are not, you know, 100% like each other, still it's Scourge and a sweep. So, I mean, I don't think they look terribly bad. Now this version of Scourge is a little bit shorter than the sweep, but I don't really think that matters. I like how they look, and I think that's really all that's important when you think about it. So, and you actually have a correct face. So anyway, alrighty. Well, hey guys, I wanted to go ahead and ask you before we close out this review real quick, is would you guys want me to go back and do a review of this Scourge? Maybe an Scourge and DevCon, since they basically use the sweep mold from Scourge to make DevCon. Let me know in the comments down below, and if you guys want me to, I'll do Scourge and DevCon from the Wreckers comics. And anyway guys, I hope you really enjoyed this review of Sharkticon LG44 with the sweep tight master. And until next time guys, we'll see you in another review.